Really? Do you see how Halle Berry skateboarding without pants on? I don't think so. Blah 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 blah. Who cares about that? I make over 50K a month without leaving in my bedroom. Nah, I don't care about that. It's stupid that they have to say that when there's like so many shows, not just 10 TV shows. And then she look at that. She didn't even as beautiful as she used to be. She was like 20 in her 20s for God's sakes, and she was fine. Now she looks like something happened to her. I don't care about that. This plumber refuses to charge for an 91-year-old, and apparently he went into the. And we got more meat recalls. Well, jeez. Anyway, they had him cut everything. Yeah. I don't care about that. But this right here, I'm not even mad over this because it's like a kind of a small pet peeve of mine. It has become because I'm not really upset, but look at what this is right here. I'm not talking about what he's saying to him, but it's the idea that he's going to absolutely show up when he's supposed to be retired and not supposed to be doing any more matches. Because he was so injured and said that he couldn't wrestle anymore. That was the last thing that was said about Stone Cold Steve Austin before he could even go back to wrestling. Now, and here's another thing, him saying something about one more time, but yet he's already done that one more time. It's like when The Undertaker did that, and then he finally just did what he's been trying to do been saying he would do for years. Not only did he retire, because, he kept retiring and then coming back, retiring and coming back. And then he wrestled one more time, finally, for the true final time in history, and stopped wrestling for good, once and for all. Like, just got it out of his system. And the reason I call it a pet peeve is because all these people who say that they're so retired and that they just can't wrestle anymore, and then all of a sudden they come back. Okay, it's not much of a fact that I get that people go on hiatus and all that. See, it used to be a thing where they would say that for a while there, they couldn't wrestle for a while. Now, they didn't even say it, and I'm not even a person who even cares about wrestling. I just don't. That's another reason why I can say this, but without getting pissed off, because I don't care that much about wrestling, and because I don't care about what other people do with their life. It's their thing. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But in general, what they want to do with their life, it's fine. It's these words of like, okay, when you match someone who says, he's retired officially, and they break out the news that, they just can't go in to wrestling no more, and blah, 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 blah. It's like when they kept saying all these news reports about certain celebrities dying until they finally actually did officially die. Yeah. Well, it's just, it drives one nuts. And you're just like, what is the point of even saying that you're retired or that you can't wrestle no more? You're just not allowed. Nowhere does it say in any contract that you actually have to say that and then go before you can finally go back to whenever you can finally do something. Or one final match, as you keep calling it, one final match to get it out of your system. Being retired and because you've been injured and all this stuff. I forget what the official report was, but there was something as to something that made him where he couldn't do anything. Something to do with his legs or something, but I don't know if it's even a thing anymore since this. As a matter of fact, we can look it up now while we're looking at it. Stone Cold Steve. No. I don't care about that. Steve Austin. I can't spell. Stone Cold. See, I know how to spell. I just can't spell. There's a difference. Steve Austin. Professional wrestler. Blah 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 blah. Is an American actor, retired professional wrestler who was famously known by his ring name, Steve Austin. So, what happened to Steve Cohen? The major reason behind his untimely retirement was neck injury he suffered in 1997 while taking a pile driver from Owen Hart, pick the Stars to win the rewards. The injury left him temporarily paralyzed. Austin continued to wrestle for a few more years and also underwent surgery on his neck. So there you go. Alright, so hey guys, my name is Brian Barnagazzi here, and welcome back, folks, one and all to Minecraft Mobile Edition, another an update video. So in the last video, I tried to make a spawner. I might as well show you what I've been up to. I've been trying to clear the pathway here, and I will say this much. Officially, this was actually recorded on the first part of this, recorded on the 8th. This is actually being recorded, secondary part of it anyway, even though this time I actually paused it and then released it because I was actually in the middle of talking to somebody. But it was getting late anyway, so recorded as of, what is it? Yeah, right. Well, anyway, Wednesday the 9th at 12 in the morning. Like that matters. I don't really hardly try to count the time anymore because I won't be able to remember it, so I don't try to do that. Anyway, I've been making this kind of like this for a reason. It looks like I'm kind of homaging something, but I'm not. And I'm going to get rid of all that too, but I'm not going to do it right now. I went back that far. I didn't even realize I had a thing right here that goes somewhere. I don't know where it goes, but take a look at this. I got an order here. It's raw materials that was not in the very first original game I played way back in the day. This leads over here. Huh. What do you know? It's amazing. I didn't realize I had something that far back. But that's okay. I mean, but pretty much I want to talk about, just it's just crazy to think that people can just get away with things like when they just, whatever. And they say such stupid ball claims like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then all of a sudden they start wrestling again. At any given time. It's like when the dude claims he's got leukemia or something like that, and he's got cancer and all this stuff. I forget what his name is that had that. It's like, what? Okay. So that's the thing that stops you from wrestling. Okay. I mean, I get that a lot of things will stop you from wrestling, but then all of a sudden, okay, you're back in it. See, any excuse to say that, oh, I've got to retire now, I got to quit, I'm going to stop doing this. Like with Adam Copeland, he couldn't retire, which I understood it. I'm not saying he's making it up or anything, but he got better, and that's fine. Enough that but it took him a long time to get back into it, and whatever. And I get that people need to take time to recover. I get all that. What I don't get is with all these other people, all of a sudden, well, I gotta quit. I'm gonna retire, and I can never wrestle again. I love how people say they can never wrestle again. obviously none of them ever heard of the words never say never. Or if they did, they don't care. They just want to make it just to make publicity or whatever, just to give them some time to, I guess, heal up and all that, or to get away from it for a while. You know, and it's fine that you want to get away, and I get all that. Or you need time to, whatever. But in the meantime, you got people who do that, and all of a sudden they start posting, pictures and stuff. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Look at me in my sexy bathing suit and all this baloney whole crap. Like, are you kidding me? Seriously? Okay. You can do whatever you want with your life. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Don't ever take me as a person like saying, "Well, you can't do this and you can't do that with your life." I don't care what you do. But don't come at me like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna boast how much I'm never gonna wrestle ever again. I'm just never gonna do that. I quit. I just so quit. Oh my god. Oh, you'll never see me in the ring ever again. You'll never see me record. You'll never see me do this. You never see me do that. And it's really stupid. I mean, officially, I'm actually semi-retired from doing things. And I gotta say, though, that I am kind of not to the point that I'm not actually not doing anything, no. But I feel that at the same time, it's like, it's a waste to say that, oh, I'm never gonna come back. I'm never gonna do this. I'm never gonna do that. Who the hell taught you how to talk? Did somebody tell you how to say that? I mean, is it some paid contract or some session that I don't know about? I mean, really? You're not gonna freaking you're not gonna do anything ever again. Oh my goodness. Whatever you do, don't come over here because I may have to get you to do it again, even though you're never gonna do it again. I mean, I'm beginning to kind of hate that word. It's like it's lost its flavor, man. And frankly, I mean, I'm not really pissed or anything. I just think it's redundant and ridiculous. To really use a whole word like, "Oh, I'm just gonna quit. I'm never gonna do it again." For those of us that actually use the words or something that, okay, I'm never going to commit a crime again. And they don't. But, oh, I'm never going to wrestle ever again. Then all of a sudden, oh, you're wrestling again. Why? Is it because you want to? Because you needed time to get away? I mean, gee, you don't need all that horse manure crap about saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna stop doing wrestling, and I'm just gonna quit. I'm never gonna do this ever again." Why don't you keep saying it? I mean, it just makes me believable every time you say that. Every time one of you people come out of there that, and by you people, I mean people that say those words. I'm just never gonna do that. Oh my god. I know. I mean, I know it kind of sounds racist, but I'm not talking about the kind of that has anything to do with color or racist. I'm talking about people that actually say those words. I'm just so gonna quit because I have such a medical condition. I have to quit. Oh my god! I'll never be there ever again. Enough is enough. Just because people could do it back in the old days doesn't mean give you a right or an excuse to do that. I mean, if you want to go home, boo hoo 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 hoo, whatever, fine, go home, heal up, do whatever you got to do, but don't sit there and say all that baloney whole crap. Oh, I'm never gonna be back into it. I think it's just a waste of time. And I'm gonna tell you something. If they're getting paid to say that, oh God, you couldn't pay me enough to say that kind of junk. Really? I'm just never gonna do this again. Look, you couldn't even afford me because I would dare outright refuse any amount of money to say, I quit. I'm never gonna come back. You know, I hurt myself. I cut my pinky toe. I think I'm never gonna record, man. I'm just never gonna do that. I really need some time to heal. I gotta spend time with the family. I gotta get away, but I'll never be back. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, it's more believable every time you people say that, and I don't say you people as in people that say those words. Seriously, it's so believable. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna cry because another person just said it. Oh, and some heavenly, beautiful tree angel just lost their wings or gained them or some kind of crap like that. And I won the NFL series too. Oh, and I got somebody pregnant. Wait a minute, that's not good news. That's crap. Doesn't matter whether it's a lie. It's just crap. Great. Now there's so much of my life. I got somebody pregnant. Oh, jeez. Oh man. That's how much I hate hearing a word being uttered when you don't even mean it. Really? I'm supposed to mean a word now, and then people are supposed to actually believe that I'll quit when I finally come back after so many years or something because I had to get away instead of telling the truth. So just saying the words "I quit" and I'll never be back again. Oh, jeez. I guess I missed out on that memo. I mean, gee, I didn't know people were supposed to get that. Like, really? I mean, my goodness. Why don't you tell me some more lies while you're at it? Oh, you ain't got no more? Then why don't you open your big gob like that? I mean, you can say whatever you want to, but don't come at me with all this. I'm gonna quit. I'm never gonna come back. I hate that when people say that. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Like I said, it's just. I mean, maybe it does in the sense that I don't know how to explain it. Not the kind that makes you upset or mad. It drives you crazy. It's like when somebody says to you, like, "I'll be there." Keep looking out, and they're not. They're already there at the place, and both the cars. Like, okay, let's say you know somebody, right? Whether there's somebody in charge or whatever, you're working for them, right? And they're not. They haven't actually left. They're still there, and they outright tell you that. I'm like, what? But I don't get it. What do you mean? How the hell can you not be here? I see the car. I see. Not stupid. I mean, I'm not getting the joke. I'm sorry, I don't get the jokes like that. It's like when somebody expects me to believe that it's funny because somebody shot somebody and killed them. It's real funny. And I don't care if it's like in movies or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't bother me so much as it when it's in movies when it's not real. It's the fact that they think that I'm supposed to, even if it is a movie or in real life, I'm supposed to laugh at that. It's so freaking hilarious. Like, especially when, oh, by the way, they were having sex in the bed. Yeah, I was really supposed to laugh at that. I didn't get it. I don't find the humor in that. I just don't. Now, even regardless of whether I saw anything, I didn't know I was supposed to laugh at that crap. I don't find it hilarious. I mean, man, what kind of sick... I don't even... Actually, I don't want to know what kind of sick, twisted, demented mind you actually have that actually thinks... They conjure up the idea that, man, that must be really funny because somebody had sex instead of me. Like it's a joke. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I know, I get the jokes on me, but not that kind of way. Like, I should be actually feeling it. Yeah, that part, you know, I don't know. It's confusing. But yeah, I mean, I'm also clearing out the way here because I want to fix this up properly. And I'm going to get this whole, oh, jeez, why are you here? Are you trying to make me look dumb? No, I'm just kidding. But, and I've been watching some drunk Minecraft, but that doesn't really motivate me necessarily just to play this and record it. It motivates me to record it when I got something to talk about. And no offense to Drunk Minecraft. If you don't know what Drunk Minecraft is, it's with Markiplier, and it's the only one I will constitute as a real legitimate Drunk Minecraft. So, and anybody who has any other fun, especially if it's not with minks and other people like Wade and Bob or MyScreen, then it's just not legit to me. It's like, what is this crap, Really? You had to do that. That's really funny. I don't find it hilarious. I don't like watching anybody else. And it's not because I'm trying to learn something either. It's because it's funny. Like when Latin decided to bring down the wrath upon Markiplier, that was funny. And the fact that they no longer do it no more is, well, it's fine too. And I'm not just saying it just because of what he said about his liver or whatever is going to happen. Because he could literally die, if he drank anymore. Like, okay. So you could literally die. And, well, that sounds stupid. My point is that, you know, it's crazy the fact, to think that they're not even doing anything anymore with it. I don't know. Maybe he still is, but you don't hear anything, so who's to say? And I don't know. Not that it really matters, like it's going to change anything. I have no idea if like Goddess and Zombie Mold are married or not. You know, no idea. And I'm afraid I won't be finding out anytime soon, even by after, I mean, I could look it up. I, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't quite get the idea either as to why you wouldn't get creative mode. I mean, I get you're not supposed to demand it and all that. And, like, okay, if it's like somewhere in the rules that on his server you can't get that, but like if you make a world and you save it to his server and you pay for it or try to earn it, why couldn't you get it? I don't get it. You know, on for your own world and not like, okay, if you're playing with other people online, I get that, like, that kind of aspect of it, but what if you just want to just be by yourself, but you want to save it to his world and you don't want to quit? But I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say without being confusing, but I mean, like, I don't know. I get you don't just give, away creative, but why can't you earn it or pay for it, for your own world? Because you pay a person so much a month, and expect, I mean, you should be able to get some, you know, rights to it. It allows you to do whatever you want to your own world. But, whatever. I don't know if that's changed since then or not. But Fox Poly, I'm not going to say whether it's the best server or whatever. the case may be, because I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say that going to play on the deal is either good either. I'm just gonna say or better, but I'm just gonna say that either one is, I guess, pretty good. I don't know. Frankly, I wouldn't want to save it to a computer that I'm running on or something like that and have a bunch of people come in. It's not that anything against them or even the friends I've got that are playing with me if I had anybody. It's the fact that I wouldn't want random strangers coming in there and all of a sudden, oh, now you know my IP address, and it's crazy because then, it can be unprotected. So there is that. So and stuff. I mean, this is why it has to be, or not, well, it has to be, but it should be on a computer you're not going to be using, and try to do it where you can protect it, But that's just it's truth. You know, 'cause I know there's a way to protect your stuff and whatnot. It's that I don't know how to do it. I mean, there's a difference. Like the specifics and the coding or whatever it takes just to protect that so that that computer, whatever it is running the server, doesn't get shut down for whatever reason. There's lots of people that'll do that, but then they won't share it with me. Like, okay, whatever, thanks. Appreciate that. It's like the same thing with Palace. Yeah, that's right. A lot of you don't know what Palace is. It's a chat-based program. A lot of you who do won't need to hear it from me because you already know what that is. But basically, they did do some role playing back in the day. I don't know if they still do it too, but they have games that they run like what do you call it, like a tournament server with the Final Fantasy characters and whatnot. I don't know if they legitimately can do anything without, being whatever, but I do know that that's what used to be a thing. As a matter of fact, before that, it wasn't even about that. It had more stuff than where they started adding that. It's just something that people like to do on their own time. I still don't appreciate any of the newer Final Fantasy games for the aspect ratio of not because of the characters or the game itself. It's because of the title being Final Fantasy, because you ain't got the airship, man. If you ain't got the airship, that to me is not a legit. I'll always say this: legit Final Fantasy. That's like if you took Suikoden and you took what made Suikoden, what it is. It's not Suikoden. It's just not. But people don't get that. They're like, well, no, it's still no, it's not. It's its own game. Yeah, we're not doubting that. It's the doubt comes from whether or not it's actually that game anymore. That series franchise. Even though technically speaking, it was supposed to have ended. True fact about Final Fantasy is something that people never tell you. Even the highest of the highest, that it was supposed to end, but it never did. It was a never-ending series, and to this day, it's still a never-ending series. But the difference is that you can say that it actually did die. It actually did officially die. The originality of it, of what made Final Fantasy. And we're not talking about like characters and whatnot. It's the freedom to go around and stuff with an airship. I don't mean like buying one. Just to take one ship back and forth, like in ship SHIP anyway. Just to have ships and go back or fall asleep, because you actually had to fall asleep just to get through there. Yeah, I don't mean that, and I don't mean like 10 either, because that don't count either. That's where it started, and then where it got worse was 12, and they even further expanded it upon that when what was it? Final Fantasy 13 came out, when they had nothing, and I mean nothing. I mean, there was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, but see, Mystic Quest doesn't kind of counts and doesn't count. Because, yeah, it had a ship in it, as pure any Final Fantasy. It starts out with a ship, eventually. And then it moves on to having, an airship. That's what it's supposed to have. You don't buy the airship. No. You're supposed to have someone who pilots it, and then eventually you take over or whatever, and that's the way it's supposed to be. None of this hocus pocus. Oh, you're not in charge. You don't have your own airship. What a bunch of crap. Seriously. But that'll always be a thing. And, yeah. That was one of my major pet peeves about it, calling it Final Fantasy. And they just kept it rolling and said, this is definitely Final Fantasy. Yeah. And another thing that they tried to do with Resident Evil is they kept trying to remake it in their own way. I mean, it's like, well, except that this time it's more of they're trying to continue on the series through it all. And they were going to do Resident Evil 4, but I guarantee you it wouldn't have been the same voice actor because they didn't do that for Leon. No. Because the older you get, the more you're not going to be going with the same actor. And here's another thing. Be paying an homage to it. Metal Gear Solid itself died a long time ago when they took out a few characters. It first started, it had already died off when they took out the original guy himself. Now, it's not to say that the guy who took over was terrible. It's just it wasn't Metal Gear Solid. He could have come in as a different character. He could have seriously or been a different Snake, but they didn't do that. They just made him the permanent replacement, and they tried to get rid of him. I didn't even know that. But it is what it is. And that's just the way Metal Gear Solid actually worked. I love Metal Gear Solid, and I will be bringing that to the channel eventually. I don't know how many of them I'm going to be doing, at least not right away anyway, because until I can get my own official copy, because I like to seriously own things before I try to I don't care if it's against the law not to do it or not. I don't care. Because I'd like to have my own copy anyway, regardless. Like with Suikoden, I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that one because of the many difficulties for the other games that I have in mind. But that's just Suikoden. As far as 1 and 2 goes, I've already got them. They're handled just fine. It's the other ones in the series I'm not sure I'm going to handle those. Playing them, recording them, regardless of whether I have cheats or not for them, doesn't really matter. I would actually like to actually get at least cheats going for them, and I don't mean like, oh, unlimited health. Nah, I'd actually like to have where I have unlimited cash flow, because I hate the lottery system. Yeah, you might as well know. There's a lottery system that I hate. And while it can be good, it's just, I don't believe in luck. And the way that it just works out, you have to keep resetting the game. And that cannot be easy to do unless you hit the right amount of jackpot. And I hate that. But I'll give it a try to be legitimate. Most games I'm going to be legitimately with cheat codes, but it just depends on what it is as to what I'm going to be using the cheat codes for, like it should matter. It's the way I want to play it, and I don't care if people like it or not. I mean, I didn't come here to see if I could just legitimately play it and fail, did you? Well, then you're in the wrong place. Well, I'll be doing things legitimately and stuff like that back and forth because there'll be games I don't have. It just depends on whether I feel like it needs a need for cheats and what specific ones and for what. Like, there's like optional fights I could be doing in some games, whereas like just getting infinite health for that if I have to. Just because it's completely optional, and in order to beat it legitimately, I would have to do it like that. There is no other way around it. I mean, because it would take way, and I mean way too long, legitimately, to level up and be ready to, uh, basically take down said opponent, you know, or whatever. It has to do with the main storyline. You know, like even though I could legitimately get some EXP for it, which would help out in the long run, but it just depends on what's going on too. Like some games will also it'll affect the character, I guess, in the roster as well as the main game or the side quest that has to go with it in order to get them. So that's just another thing I just gotta face on doing, and I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I like to have unlimited cash flow. Because I like to really grind for money. I do it, a little bit, but otherwise it's just to me. Ultimately, when you consider like grinding for like cash and stuff like that, it's not really worth the effort to absolutely be like level 50 and you're not even really ready and you don't even have that weapon. By the time you even get to that point and you're already like maxed out and you should already be having that equipment, what's the point? What's the why, you know, even do that? You're just taking the risk of trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Be overly leveled when there's no need to be. I mean, like way too overly leveled. And to me, I just don't like doing that. You know, if I'm completely honest with you, I started, not that I wasn't already, but I always start everything out legitimately normal. And then, you know, if I can, I will bring in cheats a little bit later in the game as per usual, depending on where it has to be in, where I can implement it at to make a difference. But other than that, I mean, I think that having cheat codes is not a bad thing. It's just, you're not going to be able to beat the game just because you cheated. If that were simple, and I mean, if that were that simple, you'd be able to go through walls and stuff like that, like in Doom. I mean, that would make it way too easy. And you'd be like, well, there's the boss. Boom, you're gone. Bye. And you go all the way up to the. Heck, for that matter, you could just bypass all the other bosses and just go to the final boss. And glitch out the game completely. It's like a way to cheapen it. No, I wouldn't want to do that. No, 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 no. I mean, I do have my limits about what I want to cheat and how far I want to go. I mean, not that it would matter because it just doesn't seem fair to really glitch. I mean, I don't mind glitches if I could see them, but it just depends on what it is. Like, like if it's gonna break the game, something like that. I don't mind it breaking the game in a certain way, but not like, oh, well, I can just go past the wall and just go right up to the final boss and just, boom, it's done. wow, game's over. I don't want to do that. I like to take my time and enjoy a game and for what it is, with or without cheat codes. I mean, just because you have cheat codes on doesn't mean you're cheapening the game itself. It depends on what it is and how far you can go. I mean, literally, if you don't know where the final boss is and you don't have any way to glitch through, what is the point of saying, "I just want to cheapen the game"? You're just beating the game that way. No, it's not. You know, let's say you never play a game, right? You already have cheat code on, unlimited health, unlimited everything. Okay, but you don't know where everything is. And let's just say, for argument's sake, the game is like Resident Evil 4. Yeah, that's right, I'm going there. Or like, Highlander, and all of a sudden, oh, he got cut. Well, just because you have it, it's like the same thing as if you didn't even have the code on in the first place. And you're not even being punished, as as they try to quote it, and saying these people that review these games, they say, you are being punished. No, you're not. Not if it's the same thing as if, because I've seen it from both sides, and this is Resident Evil 4, man. Get Leon's head cut off, man, right off the bat. I mean, I'm not even joking. It gets cut off right off the bat. It's not to say that it's something that has to be done, but it can be done if you aren't careful. So that is a thing, and I may be burning in that game as well. And another thing I want to comment on before I wrap this up is that I don't much care for people speaking in a foreign language. I mean, I don't have anything. Okay, let me rephrase it. I don't have anything against people speaking in a foreign language. It's just that if you know me well enough, I'm not gonna know what the hell you're saying. And if you're trying to demand it anyway, and then expect me to just know what the hell you're saying, and then when you put it in English, like I don't know, I don't know if that's for a fact or not, but even then demand something from me. I'm not mad. I just don't care. I'm just gonna remove your thing because I'm not. If you want to know seriously, I mean, people that generally know me, I'll tell them right away where to go. It's cool. I go to Cool ROM and other places, but I always legitimately before all that, I own the product. And not just because, oh, well, they might get you for it or whatever. I own the product. It just makes it a little bit more easier for me to be able to kind of play it depending on what it is as to why I would download it. But I still always make sure that mine are legitimately paid for before I do anything. It's like with the PlayStation emulator. Yeah, it comes free, but it's not free because I had to pay for it. I'm not going to just sit there and get something for free. You know, I could do a one-time payment for it, then I'm good. You know, I'm not going to try and own something for nothing. That's ridiculous. And I'm not going to just pay for something just to get rid of the ads. Hell no. It's because, it gives me an opportunity to play the game and I can do it whatever. I'd rather not pay for it, but you know what? I'll support it. Hell yeah. You know? It just depends on whether or not it's in my budget. If it's under my budget, then I guess I won't be playing, now will I? Regardless of whether I record or not, it doesn't matter. Give me link now. I want link. No, you're not going to get a link. Look it up. And if you knew me, you could message me. I don't give links to people who demand. If you want a link, just ask me nicely, please and thank you. Wouldn't kill you. And, it doesn't hurt people to say please and thank you. Unless mumble jumble like you're some kind of big bold bad dude. Because if if I don't drop everything and give you whatever the hell you want, like you the big boss, or because if I don't give it to you, oh, I'm gonna suffer something like that, or my channel's gonna suffer because, oh, God forbid I didn't give you a link or whatever the hell you demand from me. Look, I don't mind giving out things. I'm not afraid to give out things. Just, and don't expect me to put out links here on YouTube. Seriously, and I don't appreciate it when somebody just constantly spams the crap out of me. And if you want to spam me a little bit, okay, that's fine. But don't be spamming me. Okay, and then I'm going to speak in English. I don't know if you understood me the first time. I might have been saying something else, but now I'm just going to say, I want your gang emulator. I want it now. Now. Send me the link now. No, that's not going to happen, dude. It ain't mine anyway. I mean, like I created it. I may have bought and paid for it legitimately, I might add. I do things legitimately for a reason. Not just because, oh, well, actually, I wouldn't even care if they said, well, you're supposed to do everything for free. Nah, I do a lot of things for free. I do this video for free, but I'm not doing that for free. If I want to pay for something, then by God, I will pay for something. Not because, oh, well, it's just as well as could help the creator. That's just a side bonus to that. I'm not going to sit here and play a monthly fee either to help people. That's just beyond my capabilities. I mean, I ain't, beyond my means of being able to do that. I'm not going to do that. If I could, I still wouldn't. Even if I had the funds, still wouldn't, because, it just gives other people more and more excuses to say, well, okay, here's the thing. I stop the ads because I made I made a legit app. So you might want to go ahead and check that out. But, before you get all entwined, check it out. And then pay for the absolute ridiculous thing of all. Stop the ads by paying for it. And I'm just like, I don't care. Just let it go. Yeah, they're annoying. I admit it. But I'm not going to sit here and go, well, so much for that. I guess I'll just have to pay for it. Nah. No, hell no. It's like when people expect me to pay just to watch something. I'm not going to pay every outfit out there just like, to watch the new Bel Air or Picard. I mean, yeah, pretty much a good thing to support and all that, but, But let me just put it this way. I'm not going to pay every stinking outfit out there like, oh, Disney Plus, or get a bundle with ESPN. I don't even care about sports. You crazy. Seriously, you done lost your doggone mind. You think I'm gonna be like, well, okay, it's just a package. It'll give me sports. Let me ask you something. You think I care about sports? You got another thing coming. The fact is, yeah, I do kind of pay attention to sports, barely. But it also depends on what the hell it is, or if it's even worthwhile of my attention. My attention span doesn't go towards, oh, well, maybe I should watch out and find out if Hulk Hogan wore a spacesuit or a bathing suit in space with a pink balloon and a banana hanging on the side of the wall. I'm not trying to say that against anything, against whatever. I'm just saying it against, well, I am, but not like that. What you're thinking. It's more in the terms of, like, really, like, I should really care. Like, oh, and by the way, he had a wrestling match, but then he had to retire. Then he had to come back, but now he's in a bathing suit because, well, then he had to have a weird G-string sitting on his forehead, and he identified as a box. Look, I don't care what you identify yourself as, whatever. I mean, some inanimate freaking object. I mean, it's kind of silly, really. Personally, it is, okay? to identify yourself as an inanimate object. It really is silly. I'm not doing that to judge people and say you can't do that. I'm just saying it's just silly. It's like if I said, well, I identify as being me. Yeah, it's silly, but it's more into the fact that, yeah, I am me. It's just slapping on a label of extra stuff that instead of being something that I'm not. Like the squirrel said, Mr. Foamy, like a slap on an old label and claim I'm some weird looking monkey that look like it packed the peckety pookety po po po, I'm not gonna say all that kind of junk. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later.